Let's kick off this hour with an update from Deep Kloof, Soweto now, where families of the deceased in the Joburg fire are expected to identify their loved ones today. Newzroom Afrika's Zola Sholwana is part of our team monitoring developments. She joins us now live. And Zola, what makes this even more tragic is that many of those who died were burned beyond recognition.
Yes, indeed, Ayanda. Actually, not so long ago, I saw 10 gentlemen walking in, and when I spoke to all of them, they said, we came in here yesterday and we couldn't identify our brother. There was about 3 that came yesterday, and he had to call in all other 7 so that they can assist. So that really describes the state of these bodies that are inside this mortuary. So you're seeing a lot of people coming in numbers because apparently it's actually quite hard for people to identify bodies of their loved ones. Now, this weekend in particular, the only people that are allowed to leave with the bodies are those that form part of the Muslim religion. And we actually saw some organizations that have offered their services to those people, and we are told that if all families that form part of the Muslim religion gather here today, then the people could possibly be laid to rest later on today. And I'm joined by Raees. Sir, thank you very much for your time. You decided that during this difficult time, you'll offer your services to those that are part of your religion.
Yes, so in conjunction with the city of Johannesburg, Sabri Chisti Burial Service has come forward and decided that we are going to assist those who have passed on in this tragedy, and these services will be rendered at no cost. This is so what has happened was while discussing with the city of Johannesburg, the cost of graves have been waived for us. So that's how this has become possible for us.
Okay. Do you perhaps know how many bodies that you're fetching today?
Right now we can't confirm any numbers.
Okay. And obviously families have been coming in, and you said if all the families manage to come in today, then you could possibly bury the bodies by the end of today.
Yes. So we're currently waiting for the families. If all the families do come in today and all the necessary paperwork gets sorted out today, we could possibly be burying the deceased today.
Okay, what happens to those ones that want to bury their loved ones in their countries of origin?
Right now, I'm unable to comment on that, given the circumstances of the situation.
Okay, so take us through the proceedings of today. From here, what will happen?
Okay, from here, if we do get the bodies released today, what will then happen is we will then transport the bodies to our facilities, where we will bathe the bodies and then shroud them. From there on, we would then go to the cemetery, offer the funeral prayer, and then the burial would then take place.
So are these people expected to be buried in one cemetery?
Yes, they're expected to be buried at the Olifants Place Cemetery.
Thank you very much for your time. So now, Ayanda, families are still coming in. And obviously you'd understand, according to the Muslim religion, they don't wait time, or rather they don't take much time to bury their loved ones. Hence, they are permitted to get their bodies today. But you still have those that are still struggling to identify their loved ones, considering the nature in which most of those bodies are in. When we spoke to a gentleman, he said, I lost my brother and my uncle, but I still can't identify his body. And I'm even thinking of perhaps calling our elders to come forth and, assist in identifying his body. So that's the situation right now. We are told that families will be coming in, especially those that form a part of the Muslim communities. And obviously those who are non-Muslim, they can come just to identify the bodies, but they cannot leave with the bodies.
Really difficult state of affairs where you're at, Zola. And what do we know about the advice to those who are still searching for their loved ones? Because we know, of course, that 76 people have died, but many others did escape that fire, and I imagine are also trying to find shelter in some instances.
Well, you actually earlier on when we were where the fire happened, we spoke to quite a few people that refused to go to the shelters, and we basically asked why, and they said they want to be granted access to actually go inside the building and take their belongings, because they still do believe that some parts of their fridges and laptops were not burnt down, and also they are not happy with the treatment that some people are saying they're receiving at the shelter. So they'd rather find some sort of temporary accommodation and hopefully be allowed to go inside those buildings. So it's really a difficult situation, Ayanda. Those ones that refuse to go to the shelter are just wondering and just hoping that this will end so that they can go back to their normal lives. I mean, we're speaking about people that lost their loved ones as well. So they have to deal with being homeless and also, losing people that were very close to them.
Zola Sholwana, part of our team watching that story. She's left to us from Soweto.